All right. Hello. So I'm waiting for some people to come on. Let's see. Oh, what a few. Facebook seem to be moving slow lately, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining. Tell me what state you're watching from and tell me exactly what do you do. Today's video, I'm actually going to go over exactly how do you get started with doing general notary work. I'm just going to do a really quick overview for everyone because it is a question that I receive a lot. And honestly, when I first started the business, I do remember I just wanted to do loan signings and there was nothing really even out there telling me about general notary work. So I want to give some really quick guidelines about how to start. So let me see. Hi, Miss Lewis or Miss Louise. I want to say from Florida. So I want to do a quick video on how you can get started with general notary work. We have some more people coming in. We have Georgia here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get started, so that way I won't waste nobody's time. The first thing is if you want to start general notary work, to be honest, the first thing that you should do is list your business on Google. Besides getting your business name, and you really don't even need the website right away to get it listed on Google. The best thing is to do, to be honest, is to just go ahead, list your business on Google. It's free, 100% free. It's very easy to do. If you don't know how to do it or you want to learn how to do it, Google will tell you how to do it. To be honest, they have a really good walkthrough on the website. It's 2020, so you can probably find a YouTube video of someone showing you how to set up your Google business listing. So that is the first thing that you do in order to receive that general notary work is list your business on Google. The next thing is you want to go ahead and get some business cards made. You can go to vistaprint.com. Some really simple business cards with your name. You can put your title on there, Notary Public, Mobile Notary, whatever the case may be. Also check with your state and make sure you going by the right name. But put your name on there, your phone number, and you can put your picture or no picture. The choice is yours. And start handing those business cards out. And that goes into the next thing. Research different places where your services are needed. Especially if you just want to stick to doing general notary work towards like you don't want to print out no papers or anything like that, you can actually just go ahead and research different lawyer offices, um, dentist offices, just different local businesses. Just go around visiting and seeing which one will need your service and heavily focus on those. If you're going to focus on a lawyer, then focus on all the lawyers. Look at the different type of lawyers. See who needs your services the most. The next thing is you want to pass out some flyers. Depending on what state you're in, you can leave flyers at businesses. Some businesses don't allow it. I know here in Texas, they're pretty strict about leaving business flyers, cards. They'll tear them down and they'll actually call you. So always check in before you just leave your flyers and stuff around. But you take advantage of the free places where they allow people to advertise their business for free. That is one great way to really get your business out there and to start receiving those local calls, because the goal with general notary work is you want to be known on a localized level. The same way people know the bank, you want people to know you. So you have to pass out flyers. Another thing is, especially now 2020, you can use social media. So you can use like your local groups, use some of your local community groups. I know one group you can use, any like moms here, you can use, like, I know in my area we have like a local mom group. So a lot of times moms are always looking to help one another out. So you can post your services in there, to be honest, if they allow it. But that's another example of where you can post your things. And I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of notaries in the mom groups, but there's a million notaries in the other groups, and other like yard sale groups. You'll see a lot of notaries posting in there. But you didn't hear it from me, but I'm pretty sure there's not a lot of notaries in these moms groups. So you can join. You can post your flyer in there. Let me take a comment. I see everyone coming in. So Miss Louise is new. Felicia, waiting on your stamp. Congratulations. Oh, thank you, Thursday Child. Thank you. She says she loved the videos. Skilled nursing facilities. Yeah, nursing homes. You can leave them there. But like I said, make sure you check and make sure you can do that. Because some of these places are really strict. And it was something else I wanted to go over. So another thing is before you actually even start general notary work, you just a few things that you want to think about. One, you need to think about your prices. I'm not going to go too much into pricing right now, but what I can tell you is make sure that you follow your Secretary of State laws and research on how much you can charge for notary services. You want to make sure that you are following the laws, but before you start your business, especially if you're doing general notary work, I highly recommend that you have a clear understanding of pricing, how to price your mileage, how to create the invoices, and that's go on to my next thing. You want to make sure that you have a really good invoice system. You want to be able to take payments, create invoices the way that you should. Basically similar to a receipt book. Some people use receipt book, but guys, it's 2020. If you're still using receipt books, more power to you. But you got to catch up with the times, and let's get the Square app and all this other stuff. Okay. um I think that's it. Oh, last thing. Another thing you want to think about is I want to answer your question, Miss Bell. Man, I want to say Miss Belthrop or Miss Belthrop. I want to say Miss Belthrop. But before I end, I do want to go over telling you about um, think about the different services that you want to provide under general notary work. What type of services are you willing to take? Because once when your business is like really out there in the local community, people are going to call you for everything. They're going to call you because they think you can create a document. They're going to call you to do their weddings. If you want to do weddings, start thinking about, what you got to do to implement that. But the goal is always to focus on building one service first and then add in those other services. But start thinking of those services so when people call you, you will automatically know if you're going to do it or not, and you don't have to worry about trying to figure out what fee you're going to charge because you don't offer that service. And I mean, for example, like me, like when I would receive phone calls, people would think I was doing weddings because they knew I was a notary. I straight up, I don't do weddings. I never did, never have, never had an interest to be out there doing that stuff. So when people call, I didn't have to gather anything up, and I didn't want to take the assignment because I didn't want to do no weddings. What I did end up doing, I networked with other notaries, and I just passed that job to that next notary. So that is all. Let me go ahead and ask the question. Maron, I can send you my email address. I won't put it here in the chat box, but it is the notary institution at gmail.com. Let me just copy and paste this real quick. Um, let's see. I want to answer this question. I have a brother laser printer with one tray. How can I use it when printing? You print it, you print the documents. But when you are printing legal size paper, you want to make sure that you fix the trays. Oh, you're welcome, Felicia. You want to make sure that you fix the trays to be printing on the right size paper. So at the moment, if you need to make sure if you're printing letter, you need to make sure your printer tray settings are set to print letter size paper. And not only that, make sure that you have letter size paper in that tray. And then when you switch over to legal, um, you switch the paper out, change the settings of the printer, and that's how you'll be able to print those documents using that one tray. Hopefully, I answered your question, Evelyn, or we gonna say Miss Ashford. Um, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up my email for somebody. Yeah, there is an app, but to be honest, the app you don't need the app. You don't need the app. SnapDocs does it automatically too. SnapDocs has a whole entire program in there to where so they actually separate the documents. So no apps are needed. No apps are needed. It's not required. Like, you're not going to fail. Let me pull up my email address. Since South Carolina, patience, you could probably wing it with one tray. Depending on how much you print in patience, I believe you can win it. Anybody can wing it with one tray, to be honest. The two trays really just come into place, in my opinion, where like when you're really busy and you don't have time to be stopping what you're doing to switch paper trays out, and you want everything to be simultaneously, then that's when you have the two tray. But you can make it off the one tray. And if you're not that busy, trust me, you can live off that one tray. Yes, you can live off of one tray. You can. It depends on the person though. You're welcome, Leslie. So here, I put my email in the chat. It's a notary institution. I don't know if I could show it on the screen. Oh, I can. Perfect. I never knew I can click my own comments. And oh, thank you, Miss Bell. Man, Miss Belthrop or Miss Belthrop. I think I said it right earlier. But yes, yes, I do. Thank you for answering her question. Um, let's see. You're welcome. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But I think that's all I have for today. Again, anybody, if you have any questions or anything, I'm doing this new thing with the podcast, where you could submit questions and I will create a podcast episode based upon your question. Now, your question in the podcast episode will not happen immediately. It will happen. I have a list of questions here that I am going through now where I'm answering questions with the podcast. So I'm going to put my podcast link in here, and you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, or any podcast listening station. Let me pull it up for everyone. Hmm. But hold on, let me see. The second time you pronounce it, but I'm not. Oh, you can call me Miranda. Yeah, I couldn't get your first name either. So that's why that's why I said your last name. But I want to put up this podcast. Leslie. No, I don't have a script. To be honest, one second, I got actually someone at my door here. Hold on. All right, guys. It was somebody at my door. All right. So I'm getting the podcast link for everybody. There we go. So I'm gonna type it in the chat box too. All right, so that's the link for the podcast. For everyone that just came on, if you're a little late, I created a podcast where basically you can call. You can listen and you can actually submit questions with the link. Where I basically use the podcast as a way to answer your questions. So as long as you submit the questions, most likely they will get answered. It's not going to be a set order, but these questions will get answered, because I just really want to just provide a way to really get a lot of information out, in a short period of time. And it's hard going through and really honestly answering every single comment, question, email. It's a bit of a task, and sometimes I don't get comments. I don't get some people emails. So with the podcast, hopefully I will be able to answer every question possible and create a nice little episode where I'm providing some really valuable content to you. Um, so the podcast is called the Mobile Business Expert Secret Show. Put it in there. Let's put it on the screen. This is the name of my podcast that I created. Please make sure you listen, share, give me some tips, some advice. Um, and also valuable information so that I can keep pushing out this information to you. But everyone, I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you have a great day. And I look forward to hearing your submissions for the different episodes on the podcast. May I have your email? Yes, Evelyn, I will post it up right here. I'm not sure if you're driving, but it's the notary institution at gmail.com. Let's see. So let me know if you got it, if you received it. Okay, I can't find it. I was trying to share the other link, the one for you to, but it's cool. So, okay, so hopefully you got it. All right, so this video is going to stay up, everyone. You have a great day, and I'll see y'all again when I go live.